I've always felt that way. I've always been an advocate because I have personally benefited so much from therapy. My parents are extremely liberal and evolved, and they understood, of course therapy is fabulous, but I need therapy. Why? What did we do? You take it like personally. Like, I didn't speak much. I was very socially awkward. And it was just a process of having to learn under pressure first. So a lot of the times people would think I'm arrogant in my first few interviews and stuff. We're racist even within the country, to people from the Northeast. People in Bombay sometimes say like, Chennai matlab idli dosa sambar, or ask me questions like, how come you're on the fairer side when you're from Tamil Nadu? These are
Still
all,
get these questions.
Of course, these are all microaggressions. I don't hide it. I'm very blessed to have a really wonderful personal life.
Yeah.
And I go through everything that everyone else goes through, and we fight, we make up, we talk, we're friends, just like everyone else.
Hello everyone. Today I'm in conversation with literally my favorite human in this whole wide world. Please welcome Shruti Haasan.
Thank you for such a lovely introduction. That's
but
so
I
sweet.
mean it, you know it. I really
well,
am
welcome
fond of
home.
you.
I'm so happy that you've come home today, and we're not doing it in some vanity van with like lights.
True.
Yes.
True. So Shruti, I want to begin with by asking you, times are changing again. Good times are coming in.
Yes,
we've
hopefully.
been dealing with the pandemic since last year and a half, but now I think things are getting back on track. So I want to start with that. How does this feel alien now? The new time when people are meeting each other.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still paranoid, and I think rightfully so, because
True.
You see in other parts of the world where everyone was like, chala gaya corona, and then it's like just comes back in, places like Singapore, America, so you have examples also like Australia and New Zealand where they have one case and they shut down, and we're like, are they crazy? But it does, right? That's the virus. So I think for me, it's kind of the same. I know it's there.
Yeah.
It's going to be there for many years, and it's up to us to navigate it sensibly.
Sure. How do you think we should navigate this now? Now, since we've reached a place where we're opening up, but what is the way forward now?
I would say that, get vaccinated. Please still keep your masks on, because, there are still people who aren't vaccinated. And, and the vaccination doesn't mean that you can't get it.
True.
It just reduces your chance of death. Like, that's literally what it is.
Yeah.
So, still to be vigilant and responsible, I think, is the important thing.
Yeah. Also, when you are speaking about pandemic, and, we're also nearing something called as World Mental Health Day.
Yes.
And it's a very important thing, and thankfully we are speaking about it now.
October 10th.
October 10th. And you have been very vocal about it even in the past. But before I get more into that, I want to ask you, do you think COVID times has also given a lot of exposure to mental health, because people maybe realize that it is a reality. It hampered, like I felt at a certain point that I need to go and speak to a therapist, because I feel it was getting overwhelming for me in the house. Do you think it did happen with a lot of people in the pandemic?
Yes, I think it was one of those times where it heightened the awareness. I think that that's one of the best things that has come out of this situation. If you had to look at the silver lining, is that people are now speaking about mental health, and the conversation is open, and people are talking about getting the help they need. And I've always said this, if you have a fever or a migraine or a stomach ache, the first day you'll take, an aspirin or a Disprin or whatever, and then the second day you'll be like, Mom, I'm not doing good.
Yeah.
And the third day you will go to the doctor.
Correct.
So it's very odd to treat the brain any differently. The mind, it's the mind, it's the way it operates, it's chemicals, it's so many things to do with the functioning of your body, actually.
Yeah.
And I've always felt that way. I've always been an advocate because I have personally benefited so much from therapy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Talk therapy, specifically what you've spoken
Specifically
about.
talk therapy. For some people, if it's more of a chemical imbalance, then you need medication to, it's literally like being a diabetes patient and needing to take insulin, If you told a diabetes patient, I think it's crazy that you take insulin, they'll think you're crazy for telling me what to do for me, So hopefully we get to that place where everyone can talk about it. I think the beautiful thing about India is we also feel, but if you just want to talk, talk to me, I'm your friend, or I'm your husband, or I'm your mom, I love you, which is beautiful, and we need the family support system. but they're not trained professionals.
Yeah.
And where the family system, the beautiful Indian family system comes into play is to now be supportive of the person who wants help.
So actually, that's my next question. I've also realized in a setup like India, mental health is still not taken seriously. You go out and tell people about mental health, especially when you try to talk to your parents about it. That's what I've seen from my circle. That sometimes they say, "Nahi, aisa kuch nahi hota hai." It's just a phase. People just pass it on by saying this line, "It's just a phase." What would you like to tell those parents?
I think that, I don't say, how can they not understand? Maybe they can't. My approach to life has always been to try and see the other point of view, the enemy's point of view, or the person who doesn't understand, or the one who's in opposition to your point of view. Because only when you see that are you able to say, wait, I get where you're coming from. They maybe come from a generation or a cultural background where they haven't had the chance to address the things that have troubled them, like anxiety or depression, and they've just got on with it.
Yeah.
They've just kind of kept on keeping on, and that's what's the options that they had.
Yeah.
So it's about saying, I understand that you look at it that way, but we have these options today. It's scientifically discussed, and in the society, this is a topic of discussion.
Yeah.
And why I need it, they also didn't have video games. They didn't have an iPhone either.
Sure.
But they learned to use that, so they need to learn to understand this point of view. It's a learning both ways.
Sure. When you opened up to your parents about it, what was their reaction?
I think...
Did they understand it, is what I really want to know.
Yeah, but of course, all parents take it personally first. My parents are extremely liberal and evolved, and they understood, of course, therapy is fabulous, but I need therapy. Why? What did we do? You take it like personally, like if someone suggests in couples, I think we should go for couples therapy, then the other partner takes it really personally, like, what did I mess up?
Yeah.
So I think that happens even with parents, and it's so much about saying, we all contribute equally to messing up and fixing things. And, it's about saying, I need this,
Yeah.
So even with my parents, I was like, I need this. It's not about you. I'm not asking you to go for therapy. I'm going for therapy. Yeah.
What did they say?
They were very supportive.
Sure.
Really. Yeah.
I've also realized whenever we talk about anxiety, mental health, depression, one of the main things that come to our mind also at that point in time, something that I call self-doubt, is about your self-worth. How do you define self-worth?
It changes, doesn't it? Like...
Massively.
Absolutely. It's such a fluctuating thing. And you have to really be careful with that thin line of self-worth and ego. That's where you really mess up. Because we have all these affirmations for ourselves. And I don't mean affirmations in the Instagram pink background post way. I mean, you have affirmations for yourself because you know your story and you know your life. And that can very quickly spiral into ego.
Yeah.
So self-worth, and then on the other hand, you also have how much validation we need and we don't admit.
Yeah.
So our self-worth then gets attached very, very intrinsically to our own perception of self and the other's perception of how good we are. And I think for me, I get stuck in a cycle sometimes.
I agree.
And it's kind of like, I think especially as an artist, you learn a very valuable lesson. There are many songs I've sung or performances I've done where I think I've had the best time and people are going to love this and they don't. Maybe they do later. And then you realize it's about perception, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so, did I enjoy doing this? Did I enjoy feeling this way? That's what matters. And it's the same with this, but it's a tricky thing. I've suffered a lot with self-confidence.
Sure.
And a lot of people... Yeah, I was just gonna... Yeah, because a lot of people go, really? I have, yeah. I was very underconfident and I didn't speak much.
Sure.
Which is funny because no one can shut me up now, but...
Touch with.
I didn't speak much. I was very socially awkward. And it was just a process of having to learn under pressure first. So a lot of the times people would think I'm arrogant in my first few interviews and stuff because I was like, I just need to sound smart and cool. That's what was going on in my head. But it's been a journey, and there are days I still feel very doubtful about things.
Even now?
Yeah, especially as an artist. Yeah.
What do you remember the moment when you were battling with self-worth? When you were not sure of yourself?
It
maybe
doesn't
during
happen,
work, maybe during personal life.
It doesn't happen so dramatically now. like recently, like, someone can say something which is linked to my art and I'll be like prickly about it. Do you know what I mean? But I think it happens very much when you're younger. It happened very badly for me when I joined this business.
Yeah.
Because as a musician, you celebrate uniqueness, weirdness,
Correct.
craziness, quirks, exactly. You are like this little, palette of quirks.
Yeah.
And when I joined this business, especially when I joined, it wasn't that at all.
Right.
And I felt very out of place. And I felt very misunderstood.
Sure.
And I didn't understand people. It was really challenging.
What did you do about it when you realized that you were misunderstood?
I succumbed under pressure for a lot of the time, to be honest, in the way I presented myself, the way I dressed. And then one day it just snapped and I was like, where is Shruti? Because this ain't Shruti. And that happened, fortunately, for me. But I did change under pressure and I felt like a misfit. And usually when I felt like a misfit when I was younger, I was like, yeah, I'm a misfit. I'm rock and roll. But in this business and with my parents' names and all of that, it was heartbreaking, actually.
Sure.
There were days where I was just like, please get me,
Sure.
And then I was like, now I'm like, you will get me. Yeah.
Did that trigger the anxiety?
Yeah. I always had anxiety even as a kid. I had like debilitating OCD about stuff.
Sure.
Like arranging my shampoo bottles in height order. Those who have it will know it, But then it became a whole new beast when I joined the business. Yeah.
Sure.
And it's not some sob story because,
Of course.
oh, you had a little hard time being famous. It's not that. But yeah, it was hard for me.
Sure.
Yeah.
How is it now? This entire process of going through, can I call it healing? Is that the right word?
Growing.
Growing, yes,
Yeah.
maybe. Beautiful word, growing.
Growing.
Do you think is that stage of your life where you're more confident? You feel you have surpassed that time?
Yeah, I think I am more in awe of myself.
Sure.
As opposed to putting it in somebody else's hands of who I am and what I mean. I'm in awe with myself. I'm critical of myself as much as I need to be. But I give myself the chance to be loved by myself.
Sure.
I don't know if that makes sense.
It does.
And I do that every day. And the days I have doubts, I walk, and through the doubt, I kind of anticipate what I have to do. Sure. But I wouldn't say it's like, oh, the growing is amazing. There's still ups and downs. But for the most part, I would say I like myself. And that's what matters.
More power to you.
Thank you.
More power to you. Music is a very important part of your
Yes.
personality, and also so evidently now in the last few years.
Yeah.
What's happening on that front for you? I remember you like going to London a lot, spending
I know.
time. You make music there.
Yeah.
Are you planning to go there? What's happening on your music album? Too many
So-
questions together.
No, I get it. It's funny because, when I first got to be known to people, it was only through music. Because I'd done playback as a kid. And then I was this rock and roll girl who was in this movie and and it was all like, ah. And then it just kind of flitted away.
Sure.
So now music is, that again, balancing the two is a trick. I have music coming out. I sing in English, which is really challenging for me here.
Correct.
It's also challenging for me outside of here. And it's funny because we grew up in this globalized society. Sure. So I think sometimes, bless their hearts, they don't mean to be racist, but they're like, oh, how come you speak English so well and can you write your own lyrics? I'm like, can you write lyrics from the perception of a brown woman in her 30s? I don't think so.
But that's racist?
It is, I guess, mildly. But I think we are used to these microaggressions. Sure. But then in India, it's reversed, saying, जब भी देखो अंग्रेजी, हिंदी में बात करो, हिंदी में गाओ. मैं हिंदी में गा सकती हूँ, लेकिन I can't write my lyrics in Hindi and Tamil. Because I went to an English medium school and I grew up wanting to, marry Kurt Cobain. So I'm also in between in both. So, I have, when we speak to people in the music business, like, well, why don't you sing in Hindi or Tamil? I will. I promise I will. And I have. But expressing myself in English by default has been the way that I've been brought up and communicated.
Yeah. You have grown up in a multicultural environment, and it's hard to still believe that you have also faced racism.
Well, I think we all do, right? We're racist even within the country. You know, to people from the Northeast. People in Bombay sometimes say like, Chennai matlab idli dosa sambar. Or ask me questions like, how come you're on the fairer side when you're from Tamil Nadu? These are
Still
all,
get these questions?
Of course, these are all microaggressions. Or I'm sure people who visit Chennai, you know, people from a Punjabi background or Marwari background feel it as well, and we don't know. So I think sensitivity to understanding a different culture, color, size, shape, sexual orientation, that's what we should all be working towards, understanding it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Shruti, you've been very vocal about a lot of things, but I've noticed in the recent past years, one thing you don't speak about a lot is your love life. Is that a personal decision? Is that a conscious decision that you've made to stay away from it?
Clara, what is it? My cat is just going crazy. That's my personal life. So I don't hide things.
Yeah.
I'm not hiding anything. But my life has been for the public really since I was born.
Yeah.
You know, even when my parents got together, I was like, ooh, you know.
Yes.
So I don't hide it. I'm very blessed to have a really wonderful personal life.
Yeah.
And I go through everything that everyone else goes through, and you know, we fight, we make up, we talk, we're friends, just like everyone else. I don't hide it, but I find that when I speak about it, question number 1, shaadi kab hai?
I won't ask you.
When are you getting married? Question number 2 is, you know, what does your dad think, or what is this person like? And you're just like, wow, this was fun till all of this came in. You know? That's why I don't talk about it.
Sure, but like you said, you and Shantanu are spotted everywhere. Is it nice to be in love?
It's always nice to be in love, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. It's always the best feeling.
I agree. It is the best.
It's also
feeling.
wonderful to break up because I get so many songs out of it. I look at the
like
good
a
side.
true artist right now. True. One last thing, from work front, you're doing Salaar, which is with Prabhas, and I recently saw you sent food for you all on the set.
Yes.
Which was lovely. How is it? How is the experience of working with him? And tell me something about Salaar also.
Salaar, I'm really, really glad to be a part of this project. Not only because it's big and massive and it's going to be dubbed, I don't know how many languages even, we've lost track.
Yeah.
I love that elementally, that, you know, we've reached a position in our business that we can just slice across the country and everyone will get it.
Yeah.
I really love the director. I've thoroughly enjoyed working with him and getting to know him. He's so fantastic.
Yeah.
Just a man in charge of the ship, and we're not going to hit the iceberg. You know, it's like, a good director is just so wonderful.
Yeah.
Our DOP, you know, Bhuvan sir, like fantastic team, just so creative. Then of course Prabhas in all of this, who is so fantastic. And it's just been a blessing to be a part of a set where they let me be me and a better version of me. I'm very thankful for that.
Lovely. Yes. Great. But, you know, thank you for this conversation, Shruti. Like always, I wish everything that's happening in the future is the best for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You so much. Care. Thank you. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to Pinkvilla.